I'm just going to ask you to imagine something with me as we sit through this silent title screen. Imagine you love Final Fight, and you bought Final Fight for the SNES. And you love that too, but man, that lack of co-op was a killer for you. Just can't stand it. So welcome to Rival Turf, a game that sold pretty much entirely because it was essentially a co-op Final Fight. I shouldn't say essentially. The game is much worse than Final Fight. And let's wait and see if you can figure out for a second the issue with the design here. Okay, so you never need to punch. You literally never need to use your basic attack throughout the entire game. That's not hyperbole, you literally don't need to use your attack. And not only is not using your basic attack possible, but it's encouraged. Using your basic attack is the easiest way to get killed. In fact, it's the only way to get killed. Because while you're jump attacking, you have so many invincibility frames. You are basically functionally invincible as long as you keep jump attacking. I really wish that were some kind of joke, but it's pretty much literally impossible to get hit if you just jump attack back and forth over and over. But let's say something nice about Rival Turf. It introduced a run function. I mean, it's more of a fast walk function, but it's there. The entire game is basically kind of just based around the idea that you would never figure out how to throw or jump attack. I mean, you really only need to jump attack. You don't need to throw either. Throws just make things go faster, you know, after you've long gone insane from just jump attacking over and over. Throws make things go a bit faster. The really funny thing is that if you try and play this like a normal beat 'em up and actually use your regular attack, it's really hard. The enemies move very fast, and 3 kicks from those tall guys will completely destroy your health bar. It's even more unforgiving than Final Fight if you know, actually use the normal attack. But you don't, because the jump attack makes you completely invincible. I had originally planned on recording a full playthrough of this and editing it down to 10 minutes, just to show all the bosses. But the bosses are the same. It doesn't matter what patterns they have or what attacks they do. Your jump kick still makes you invincible, you jump kick at them until they die. The difference is it takes much longer than the normal enemies. So it's really super boring. This game in general is really super boring. If I sound kind of distressed, it's not because I dislike the game that much, it's because I dislike having to be this harsh. But I can't pretend the game functions properly. You break it by using the jump attack. That life counter next to our name, it's a joke. Those 5 continues down at the bottom of the screen, they're a joke too. You don't need those. You don't need health pickups. Which is good, because the health pickups are even more infrequent than they were in Final Fight. So the game just has these same, I think, 6 enemy types. Only one of the enemy types has any kind of counter to your jump attack, but the counter only works if you're being super lazy. If you just use the attack immediately after you jump, then nothing's going to touch you. Man, I feel so guilty right now. Jellico actually made a whole bunch of really awesome games in the 90s. Some of them weird, some of them more orthodox, but they're all pretty fun. This is not one of them. I don't know what happened during the design process, but something went wrong. I am already running out of commentary. the enemies have slightly different attacks, but it doesn't really matter because none of their attacks can hit you. I mean, I could tell you what they do, but only one enemy really matters at all. And it's, hold on. Hold on, gotta jump attack some more first. Just be patient with me here. That guy over on the left, he backflips and can kick us out of our jump attack. He's the only character that has any kind of defense against our jump attack. And I believe it's thanks to him that we get to see the game's interesting mechanic in play, because I lose my patience. Right there. So when your health goes below half, you enter angry mode, which means you flash white and do double damage. It's kind of a neat idea, but it doesn't last long enough to matter, like it already wore off. You know what's really funny is that the second and third games in this series, because this game had sequels, the second and third games in this series are really, really fun. They're actually pretty great. I would consider both of them to be better than Final Fight 2. We're all out of commentary. We ran out of game design somewhere back on the bus. Man, this is probably an incredibly depressing video. I mean, the music is pretty catchy. Okay, it's boss time. Now, Genie is actually more fun than the other bosses because we don't have to jump attack him. We can use our run and swarm around him like an angry bug, which I think is super hilarious and super fun. He will always go straight for his sword after we knock it out of him, so we can kind of use his sword to trap him. It's actually he's a pretty fun boss, in spite of him being completely useless. None of the bosses are a threat, but you know, you don't have to jump attack Genie. That's why he's my favorite. So that's Rival Turf. The only time I used my basic attack was by complete accident. You might have even missed it. It's an incredibly broken game. It's really very boring, and it's not fun. And that makes me sad.